There, I'm Briar Schoen. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm the Sustainability Manager for PCC. With me today is our Sustainability Analyst.
Hi, my name is Stefania Fergosi. My pronouns are she and her.
Thank you for joining us for this brief introduction to PCC's 2021 Climate Action Plan, Resiliency, Equity, and Education for a Just Transition. Sustainability is deeply ingrained in everything we do at the college, from operations to academics to student life. PCC's Board of Directors approved our first sustainability policy back in 2006. We then signed on to Second Nature's carbon commitment in 2007 to show our dedication to reducing our carbon footprint. As signatories, PCC updates our climate action plan every 5 years, and this is our third iteration.
We want to begin by acknowledging the original stewards and caretakers of this land. PCC rests on the traditional village sites of Multnomah, Cathlamet, and Clackamas bands of the Chinook, Tualatin Kalapuya, Malala, and many other tribes who made their homes along the Columbia River. Multnomah is a band of Chinooks that lived in this area. Our intent is to name the history of this land, and by doing so, bring attention to the many different ways PCC's communities have arrived to this land and how history has shaped the current climate emergency. We acknowledge that this is stolen land that has been degraded by people of colonial cultures and practices, and that PCC must address colonialism to work towards climate justice and accountability to its climate justice work. PCC's 2021 Climate Action Plan is the college's roadmap towards carbon neutrality and climate justice. The plan was created with the input of dedicated students, staff, faculty, and community members. We have updated our commitment to achieving carbon neutrality by 2040 to recognize the global climate justice implications of delayed action for island and coastal communities. This update outlines how PCC will provide sustainability education, support workforce development, advance community climate justice efforts, and train tomorrow's leaders while working towards resilient, carbon neutral operations over the next 5 years. Each of the plan's focus areas aligns with the college's new strategic plan with equitable student success as the foundation. The Climate Action Plan is part of PCC's integrated planning efforts in support of the college's mission. The planning process was led by PCC's Sustainability Department with support from a diverse task force that included over 80 individuals from the college community. In addition, we gathered stakeholder input through interviews, surveys, class visits, and multiple listening sessions.
PCC's 2021 Climate Action Plan has 4 focus areas, each of which has goals and strategies designed to set PCC on the path to meet our overarching goal of carbon neutrality by 2040. In addition, the Sustainability Department adopted a climate action equity framework for the process to ensure that climate justice was woven throughout the goals and strategies. We continue to use this framework in ongoing planning. Our education and outreach goals focus on ways that we can support students and the community. The 3 goals for outreach and education focus on sustainability and climate justice curriculum, outreach and engagement, and community connection. Our education and outreach projects support these goals and intersect with every aspect of education. For example, we work with faculty to support community-based learning in the classroom and sponsor conferences such as the Washington, Oregon Higher Education Sustainability Conference. We also engage students annually through events like Earth Week and the Eco Challenge, through volunteer opportunities such as working in our learning gardens, and with our Eco-Social Justice Student Leadership Program. We also have 2 focus areas that are specific to operational carbon emissions. The first set of operations-focused emissions goals for Scope 1 and 2 emissions focuses on reducing and mitigating emissions from our own operations and energy consumption. The goals for this focus area cover energy reduction, renewable energy, and fleet emissions reduction. Current work in this area includes the energy efficiency work from our facilities and maintenance staff, contracts we signed to buy renewable energy, the continued addition of on-site solar arrays, efforts to reduce our diesel emissions, the addition of electric vehicles to the fleet, and planning for electric fleet charging stations.
The second set of operations-focused emissions goal, known as 3 as Scope 3 emissions, covers indirect emissions that occur as a byproduct of college activity, the many ways we can impact the emissions that happen outside of PCC's direct control. These include sustainable transportation and travel, procurement, aka purchasing, water reduction, and waste diversion. Current initiatives in this area include the development of online resources for sustainable purchasing and adding support for low carbon travel, including electric vehicles, bike rentals, and public transit. It is clear that the problems we face are systemic and require holistic solutions. We are experiencing the impacts of climate change now, and we must mitigate future harm while doing so equitably. This plan also integrates resiliency to implement equity-focused mitigation and adaptation strategies to climate change impacts as the temperature and climate continue to shift. PCC is currently assessing resiliency at the college to develop goals and strategies critical to ensuring equitable distribution of climate benefits and solutions.
Scientists agree that we must act very quickly to limit the most extreme impacts of climate change. PCC's work is one piece of a collective movement to ensure a just transition and sustainable future. This climate action plan keeps us on the path to lead the global community of higher education in climate justice action. While ambitious, this plan is grounded in realistic possibilities, and we are working collaboratively across our campuses and centers to implement this plan. We hope that this overview of the Climate Action Plan will inspire you to use it as a resource to educate and engage students. The Climate Action Plan provides many ways for faculty and staff to build community connections through education and outreach. This is a vast topic that intersects with all disciplines, whether it's science, the humanities, or workforce development. Resources for you include library guides and examples of how PCC's faculty have already used the Climate Action Plan in classes. If you are interested in collaborating with our sustainability department to use campus sustainability information as a teaching tool, or have staff visit your class, please email us to learn more. Additional Climate Action Plan resources can be found at pcc.edu/climate action, and we can be reached at sustainability@pcc.edu. Thank you.